Starting with the two most or biggest perpetrators of scrolling, we have TikTok and Instagram. And I have noticed, reflecting on my use of social media, starting off with TikTok because it is the platform that I engage with the most, I post on it the most. Like, I have this framing in my mind that TikTok is for my like little unserious funny videos, and I do think I am a really funny person actually with these like really short funny unserious videos that I make, and they do get engagement, right? I love the app. I love the engagement I get on it. But we have to acknowledge the negative effects because every social media platform has its upsides and its downsides, especially to you as the user. And being a communication student and us talking about like you are the product. The social media is free, but you are the product and you are being advertised to, and they're trying to get you to buy something. They're trying to get you to buy into something, and they're trying to get your attention. Like everything is fighting to get your attention on social media. So I started reflecting. Naturally, I'm just a naturally reflector, but especially being a communication student and talking about these topics. So TikTok to me is like the negative of it. Other than like the community and the engagement, lovely. I love it. I do. I can't deny it. But the scrolling is more for me mindless more than doom scrolling. Just my personal experience. Mindless scrolling and constantly checking notifications. Because I was there at one point. I have gotten out of that habit. But I definitely was there at one point, like frequently checking notifications, you know? Also, I feel like the comments I get on there sometimes, like, can be like sarcastic or it's like not that serious, but to me, I be getting in my feelings. So some of the comments do be like getting to me. And I'm just like, okay, let me just private the video. It's either I will delete the comments or I'll private the video. But for me as a person who like gets in my feelings, I feel like when I don't stick to like my little unserious funny videos and like I do something different and then I get those type of comments, it does affect me. Like for example, I posted a short yesterday of me talking about Ice Spice and how she's being used to market and push and drive this new SpongeBob movie. And the one comment that I got on TikTok was like, "Oh, girl learns what marketing is or something like that." I'm like, um okay, I just wanted to talk about it because I was thinking about it. But I haven't gotten any I've gotten engagement on YouTube, like I posted it here on YouTube Shorts also. And I didn't get any sarcastic comments like that. I didn't get any comments, but I did get likes from people. I got right now it's at 16 likes, I think. But on TikTok, I just found it weird, like the sarcastic comic of like, "Oh, girl finds out what marketing is," and I'm like, "Yes, I knew it, but like I'm not allowed to talk about it." Like I was thinking about it, so I wanted to talk about it, you know. Or a time where I tried to like make up a dance, right? I tried to like make up a dance based on like Dub Smash and stuff, and based on Dub Smash and musically moves, because like I wasn't really inspired, and it was like late at night. And I got comments like, "Oh, don't ever," like them comments that are like, "Oh, don't do this again," and like stuff like that. And that kind of did put me in my feelings, not gonna lie. And people talk about how, "Oh, we were cringe, but we were free," and like, "Oh, we need to allow room to like be cringe, like, oh, we were cringe, but we were free." And it's like people always talk about wanting to go back to that environment, but especially specifically when it comes to that dance video that I tried to make like a little dance or whatever. But I feel like that was a prime example of like we were cringe, but we were free trying something new. But then when that actually is presented to you, we don't actually live up to that. We're not actually displaying behaviors of us wanting to go back to that, you know. I just feel like that's those gripes that I have with TikTok. And what I was saying earlier about TikTok being for like little unserious videos, I feel like here it's more, I can like express myself more. I can like do these long-winded talking videos, and I can like, if my roommate comes in here, I'm stopping the video and I'm uploading this anyways. So if this is like part one, because I never got to finish my talking points of like what I'm trying to talk about, it's because my roommate came in and I'm uncomfortable talking to myself around her. But anyways, like TikTok is for like the little unserious videos, and I feel like here I'm able to do the long-winded talking videos, or just like talking in general. Like for example, I was talking about the marketing of Ice Spice and SpongeBob and Nickelodeon, and I was having a conversation with my friend about it, so I started making up my own conclusions. I started writing my own notes, so I went to TikTok to talk about it. That's where I originally posted the short. And people were like, oh, not people, it was one person that was like, oh, local girl finds out what marketing is. And I'm like, I can't speak about my observations. And I feel like people would be like, oh, you're speaking about stuff that's obvious. We already knew this. We already knew this. We already know that it's all about the money and the dollars and the marketing. But it's like, I'm not allowed to talk about the more intricate parts of it. Like, there's more intricate parts. It's like, okay, is she trying to rebrand to, like, she's not actually going to rebrand to being kid friendly? That's not going to happen. So why is Nickelodeon putting her on Kids Choice Awards? And also in this movie, and also the factors of, is she going to have any substance to this movie? It's just her playing a character of herself, literally, same hair and all. It's not separating her, it's like her as a character. This song, people are talking about, why does this song sound like that? Why are we greenlighting the song that sounds like that? People are talking about the implications. There's always the conversation of, like, are they putting these type of figures in front of the kids to make it more normalized for them to be like sexual beings so young? There's all these different conversations, and I feel like if I'm thinking about all those different components, shouldn't I be allowed to talk about them? Like, I don't know. Like, the perspective from the company's perspective, this perspective from her perspective, and the general media conversation of them using her to generate buzz around the movie, you know? And the other day, this makes me think about how the other day my professor, my public speaking professor, said I would be a good like media research person, like I would make a good media researcher. And that really gassed me up. That really did gas me up. Like, yes. I think I really do have that. Even though some people may be like, oh, this is obvious. Oh, we already knew this. I think thinking through it and talking about it is not pointless. Like, it's not pointless for me to want to talk about these things like individually, like really break it down, the different parts of it, and really kind of like looking at these different things, these different parts of it, and talking about the different parts of it, you know? Like, you might be like, oh, it was obvious, we already knew that, Captain Obvious. And I'm just like, I don't know. Something about that is weird. Just because you think it's something that's obvious, that I'm not allowed to talk about it. If it's so obvious, then just scroll. Just scroll and move on about your day. So that's all of my thoughts about that. Instagram, more doom scrolling. Now, this is gonna, I feel like this is the part that's really gonna change, not your life, maybe not, but do you ever notice that a lot of a lot of the relatable content is just downright demeaning to yourself? So what happens, right? To me, a lot of the Instagram reels can be like funny and unserious, just entertainment. But a lot of the relatable accounts, those accounts where they just have writing on the Instagram background and they post reels of that, like, a lot of those are demeaning and like making you, and when you see it and you're like, yes, that I relate to that. I relate to that. Ask yourself, are you saying that to stuff that you don't want to reaffirm about yourself? A lot of it is relationship oriented also, and it's like, oh, I'm being delusional over this, that, and the third, and there's so many different ways I can break it down. Like, I can give a presentation about it. I can make a whole separate video, like looking through these different relatability accounts or relatability spam accounts and breaking down like the different ways that they are that you could be affirming, like, yes, I agree with this, yes, this is my life, that are reaffirming things that you no longer want. So this is a little bit into like law of assumption, but it's not woo woo. Like, I promise you, it's not woo woo. It's just altering and how you're thinking about yourself. And I have a note in my notes app, and it's like when I figured out, and it's the shocked emoji, and it's like, OMG, the answer really is to change your concept about yourself and how you think about yourself. Because I realized that I was thinking about myself in such a demeaning way. And I was thinking about myself in like a demeaning way, or just like thinking about myself in a demeaning way, and realizing that I do not actually love myself. I did not actually love myself. I liked certain things about the way that I act, but like there's whole chunks where I was just thinking demeaningly about myself. And that's not self love. Like, you gotta change that concept of self. And when people say that, that is the core, like, they're not lying. They're not lying. And this relatable content that you are relating yourself to is a part of reaffirming what you don't want. So I can't think of an example right now, but I can make a whole other video finding examples of like stuff that I was saying, oh, I relate to that. And then I would be like, you don't want that anymore. So why are you reaffirming it? You're still reaffirming it when you're like, yeah, I relate to that. You see a relatable video and you're like, yeah, I relate to that. And then you have to check yourself. You have to check yourself on that. So for one example is like, I feel like one example that I was relating to is like, ooh, I feel like I mentally try in relationships. When it comes to my idea of relationships, I have like, I don't have a concept of love. Like, I'm building it from scratch. And the first thing that I immediately went to, like I'm saying, like I'm building my concept of romantic relationships from scratch, right? Because I have not had any particular experiences with that. And the first thing I went to, I would go to my mind as in like, oh yeah, I relate, would have themes of like trying in relationships, or like, oh, am I good enough, for like trying in relationships, and I don't want to feel like I have to try. So why am I reaffirming that? And basically what's going to happen is, if you focus on your self concept and you focus on actually learning yourself, and you focus on changing how you see yourself, you're going to be so engulfed in that that you are not going to have time to be like, oh, trying, am I trying, or like thinking about trying, or all just the whole concept of that. When you focus so much on your self concept and changing how you see yourself by learning yourself, I feel like learning yourself is a big component. Like, I got to college, and a few weeks in, I was like learning things about myself, and I started writing them down, right? In this college experience, like I started writing down the different things about myself, like things I like and things I like about myself, things I dislike and things I dislike about myself, and like, how do we change that mentally? How do we mentally switch the self concept? And we learn things about ourselves, right? So, like, focusing on being gentle on yourself and reaffirming that, like, I am special, and like learning the things. So one thing that I've learned about myself that I can integrate is that I feel like I'm not conventional. Like, okay, hold on. Like, not conventional, you might think like of a lot of different things. Like, what does not conventional mean? I just feel like I'm not a conventional type of person. Like, I'm not ordinary. And I've been thinking about how when I say I'm not conventional, I feel like I'm being one of those people that are like, oh, I'm so special. But like, it's not that. It's like I'm thinking that I'm the only one that's not conventional or nothing like that. It's just about learning who I am and understanding that I just am not a conventional person. I feel like the things that people think like, oh, you should be thinking about this, that, and the third, like OMG. But I feel like I've been made to feel like that based on like the things I've observed of what do I define as conventional in my own head. So it's kind of just like an all around weird thing about myself. But just understanding that and accepting that, I don't know, brought me to like, I don't know. I haven't really integrated it or really figured out what that means, but I guess. I'm referring to my Google Doc right now of like things that I wrote about myself. It's called Learning Myself. Like I said, I have a document that I add to. So when I have non conventional, what I wrote underneath it is that like I don't have a performance of myself, but I think it's good that I'm like learning myself and the things I like and don't like. And I think I've also been doing good on improving the traits that I don't really like by improving my self concept and like being gentle with myself and like all of those different things. I've also just accepted that I am an awkward all individual, like all around. I think the last thing I want to add is that also think I'm learning how to like normalize things, like what it means to like normalize the good experiences in your life. Like you could probably look up, or I could probably link stuff about like normalizing the good experiences. This is also really like law of assumption in your head type stuff, mentally stuff, like normalizing. And I also think normalizing the good things and good experiences also comes like also includes not idealizing the person that you want, because I also feel like I used to do that, where it's like idealizing them in the sense that, let me think, because like nobody is actually perfect, because idealization is like the, oh, they're perfect, or like nobody's actually perfect, and you don't have to do that. I don't know how to explain it. Like when you normalize good things just happening, you don't have to idealize things as like perfect, or like you just normalize it. You don't have to idealize something as perfect in order for it to be good, is what I mean. You don't have to idealize something as perfect in order for it to be good. You can just normalize it, normalize the good thing, and that be it. It doesn't have to be perfect in your head. Like, it's just good things are normal. I know a lot of people struggle with, like, oh, they're really used to dealing with like a lot of bad things or a lot of like struggles and stuff like that, so they have to normalize the good. I feel like not for me, it's the opposite, but I kind of see it a different way, because like if you idealize somebody as perfect, then you feel like then that's not it either. Like they're normal, but you can normalize the good. I don't know how to explain that. I don't know if that's a good explanation or not, but yeah. Also, just enjoying things normally. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, enjoying things normally. Hashtag being normal. Even though I'm not a normal person, but like enjoying things normally, like normalizing the good things. I keep repeating the same thing, but I think that's going to be the end of this video, because like TikTok and Instagram are, I feel like, the most like scrolling apps. Like you literally like scroll. YouTube still has its long form content, and it does have scrolling. It does have scrolling, but I really do like the fact, I don't know. I feel like for me, I have a playlist of videos. If you go to my playlist section, I have a playlist of videos. Um, I don't know what it's called. It's like enjoy these videos with me. And I go to those videos because I like rewatching them. So like it's kind of a way of like keeping that long term attention, because I feel like YouTube is the like last long-term attention thing that we really got, except for movies maybe. But on like a hand of like a regular basis, YouTube material is like one of the last like long-term attention span things that we have when it comes to content. And I have a whole section about content. Like I have a whole notes section in my notes app about content, and I think I want to make a video about that, just rambling about it. It will definitely be a ramble, but yeah. Hope you enjoy this video.